Emanuel Emegha to Chelsea is here we go. Let's dive into it.
My last home game of the season is probably I'm not defensive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another transfer news video. First things first, guys, make sure you smash up the like, subscribe if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. And as always, get your thoughts in the comments below. The transfer window may well be closed, but that doesn't stop Chelsea from signing players, and that doesn't stop us Chelsea fans from getting our transfer dopamine. We've got another here we go, and this time it is Emanuel Emegha from Strasbourg to Chelsea. Deal done for him to join next summer. Fabrizio Romano with the news that Chelsea will sign Emegha in 2026. Pre-agreement done. Here we go. Chelsea anticipated Champions League and Premier League clubs keen on Emegha as he wanted to stay at Strasbourg, lead them in Europe, and then join Chelsea on a death row contract from 2026. Ben Jacobs adding a little bit more info on the deal here as well. And this has not come as a surprise. This was talked about at the start of the summer as well, that Chelsea may well look to do a pre-agreement. So this is not news that's suddenly come out of the blue. Understand Emegha actually signed in spring. This is Ben Jacobs saying that after turning down the chance to join multiple Champions League clubs, including some in the Premier League. Emegha decided to stay for a third year at Strasbourg and play in Europe this season before joining Chelsea. Chelsea have been tracking Emegha for a long time and believe he will be ready for the step up in the Premier League next season. And obviously adds that he's agreed a 7-year contract. Now, you look at Emegha, he'll obviously be the Nicolas Jackson replacement. Whatever happens with Jackson and Bayern Munich at the end of the season, Jackson will be sold in 2026. I think that is abundantly clear. And Emegha is going to be that replacement. I think that probably means end of the road like boys to men for Mark Guiu. I think he'll be sold next summer. But Emegha is an interesting one. You know, Simon Johnson in The Athletic reporting that Chelsea feel, and this could just be obviously PR as well, of course, when you just signed a new player, but Chelsea feel Emegha's potential is greater than Jackson's, and they plan to sell Jackson as well. So anyway, regardless of what happens at Bayern Munich. Now, Emegha's an interesting one. 2 years ago, he signed from Sturm Graz in Austria. He got 14 goals in Liga last season. He's 22 years old, Dutch under-21 international. And he's an interesting character in terms of his profile. And, you know, he ticks a lot of boxes for us up front. You know, he's got leadership qualities. He's Strasbourg captain at 22. As I said, 14 goals in Liga last season. He's tall, 6'5". And he was the fastest player in Liga last season as well. And you add Emegha into the mix and you've got multiple different profiles up front to cover all eventualities. You've got a João Pedro, you've got a Liam Delap, and now you've got Emanuel Emegha. In those three players, Chelsea have got all boxes covered up front in terms of profile of player and in terms of players bringing you different things. So all angles of a centre forward are covered between those three players. Now, don't get me wrong. Emegha is still a gamble, by the way. He's still a gamble. You know, there's no guarantees that he's going to develop the way that Chelsea think he's going to develop. There's no guarantees that he's going to hit the ground running and he's going to be suited to the Premier League. Is he better than Liam Delap? I don't know. Probably not right now. He's certainly not better than João Pedro. Is he better than Mark Guiu? Yeah, I think he obviously is better than Mark Guiu. But again, this also sort of says to me, this is also sort of, in my opinion, Chelsea wanting perhaps a bit more control over assets, securing these assets early, and then they can have control over them, whether they loan them to Strasbourg, whether they sell them on for a profit, rather than, you know, other clubs circling in from Strasbourg. We've tied them down. We've got Emegha, just like we've done with Mamadou Sarr as well. You lock down these players for Chelsea, the ones that you think have got big potential and are obviously too good for Strasbourg. You lock them down, and you've got control over that asset, and you know, you can control the future pathway as well. And I think that there's an element of that in this as well. But he's been at Cobham today. The pictures that come out is with the shirt, you know, with his family there. And this is clearly a player with high potential, just like a lot of players that Chelsea have signed. You know, if he has a great season, then you can just slot him in the squad. If not, you loan him out somewhere. No problem. You get some money in. What the fee is, I've got absolutely no idea. But this is an exciting one. It is an exciting one. You know, he's got an interesting skill set, to say the least. But different profiles to adapt to different circumstances is exactly what we are looking for. You want to have as many facets of the game covered in terms of the striking position. And I think with Emegha, with Delap, and with João Pedro, we've got it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. I'm not expecting anything major from him straight away. I don't even know if he'll be part of the squad next season, or we send him back on loan to Strasbourg, or we send him somewhere else. But 23 goals and 57 league appearances for Strasbourg is pretty good. And the expectation is that Chelsea think he should be ready to play in the Premier League next season. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. What's he going to be like? No idea. Absolutely no idea. But let's be real. Emegha leaves. You're probably looking at sending Shimwa to Strasbourg next season. Maybe you send the Kazakhstani kid, Satpayev, to Strasbourg next season. We've got options there to send as well. So this is where the multi-club model works really well for us. And we've got other exciting youngsters that we can send there as well. But you look at it, Delap 22, Emegha 22, João Pedro 23. These are good ages. Mark Guiu 19. But he provides better depth, he provides better competition, and he provides a different option in terms of size, by the way. I haven't got any issue with this signing whatsoever. I really don't. I see very little downsides to it, in all honesty. Very little downsides to it. And he looks like he's got the capabilities to become a top player. Whether he's good enough to be a top player for Chelsea, only time will tell. Only time will tell, but it's not exactly a surprise. It's something that we absolutely knew was coming our way. And now we watch how he does at Strasbourg. Let's see if he can get more than 14 goals in Liga this season. Let's see what he can do in the Conference League. Can he fire Strasbourg to glory in the Conference League? Can he fire them deep into the competition? How's he going to deal with the pressure of being a captain? 22 years of age is young to be a captain. So these are all things that we're going to be looking for when judging this player and seeing if he's ready for that step up to Chelsea next season. But I for one, I'm glad that we've got a third striker. All you three striker haters, where are you now? Yes, I might have gone early on the Nicolas Jackson situation with him coming back, but it's clear you need three strikers in the squad. Chelsea want three strikers in the squad. Yes, you can argue on a technicality that João Pedro is maybe going to play as a 10. Okay, but you've got Leon Delap, João Pedro, and Emegha. Those are the three number 9s in the squad, yet so many of you lot were telling me we don't need three number 9s. No, you have 2 and a third player that can play there. Now, if you want to call João Pedro a 9.5, fine. But you've still got 3 top quality options at number 9. And loads of people are telling me, oh, you don't need 3 options at number 9. You don't need it. No one has 3 number 9s. You have 2, and you have someone else that can play there. And if one player gets injured, you're just left with 1 out and out 9, and that's the way it goes. Clearly, that's not the thinking at Chelsea, and that's not the thinking behind this situation. So, yeah, I think there's ample minutes to go around. The squad game has never been more important than it is right now. Plenty of opportunities for everyone involved. And, I, for one, am welcoming with open arms. Think it's a no-brainer to get this deal done. Obviously, let's wait and see what the fee is when that's released. But it's another exciting young player for Chelsea. It's another exciting profile at the top end of the pitch. And it's another player who's got loads of room for development. And he's either going to do really well for us, or it'll be sold for a profit. And it's kind of win-win in both ways. Obviously, you want the player to do well, but I guess from both situations, Chelsea are going to win. I don't see how Chelsea can lose from this transfer. But that's my thoughts on Emanuel Emegha to Chelsea, guys. Confirmed, done deal. He'll join in 2026. Let me know your thoughts. Smash up the like, subscribe if you're new around here. All of that good stuff. And I will catch you lot in another video soon. Up the Chelsea, and we're out. Peace.